Tonight you'll be meeting with the four presidential tickets. I'll give them a second to excuse themselves in just a second. So this is the student. This is for the presidents and vice presidents are in the crowd, and this is for you, the MU students, to see and select who you like to be the next leader of this campus. We'll start with Phoebe.
Hi everybody, my name is Phoebe Kanye-Bear. I'm a junior international affairs major, running for student body president, and good luck everybody.
Hey everyone, I'm Jacob Speck. I'm running for student body president with my running mate Isra. I'm double majoring in marketing management and I'm a sophomore.
Hello, my name is Jelani McGavney. I also am running for student body president. My running mate is Jeff Chacoin, and both of us are international affairs majors. Thanks.
Hi everyone, my name is Mandeep Khan, and I am a junior biology major in chemistry minor. I'm running alongside Ashley Reynolds. I'm happy to be here. I was there at that meeting, and I recall how the voting went. I believe personally that what the bill exactly was should be reevaluated, because to make it mandatory for someone to be a part of student government for 12 weeks, that's what it was, I believe, is a little bit too rigorous, because there's a lot of amazing leaders here on campus elsewhere that they're primarily engaged in other areas where they will not be able to run for something like student body president, if not because of their other obligations. So do I believe that the people that do run and the people that are available to do this are the best candidates? Absolutely not. I believe there's a lot of other students here at Eastern Michigan University that can represent us just as well, if not better. Now, at the same time, I do believe that every student should have a good idea of what student government does, how it's run. So maybe instead of making it mandatory for a 12-week sitting as a senator, I think maybe as long as you are at meetings and you are attending and you have been a part of student government, you do see the ins and outs of it, there's already a test in place to test whether or not you're qualified. So I think, yes, that you should come to the meetings so you know a little bit of the ins and outs, but at the end of the day, it should not be mandatory for you to sit there for 12 weeks as a part of student government in order to be able to do this.
I also was there at that meeting, and I spoke against the resolution that would have required a student to be a member of student government for 12 weeks. For both Jeff and I, and as this is just so everybody knows, we are not members of student government. We come from many other places around campus, and we feel that having a different perspective for whatever position you wish to seek is very important, and that includes from the top down. We felt that when this resolution came up, that there are better ways for us to make sure that students are qualified to be members of a student government. And those who set the qualifications are the students. It's up to the electorate, not to those who have been elected, to set the requirements for those who should be student body president and vice president. And in many ways, that's why we're here having this debate today. Thank you.
Not to repeat what these two young gentlemen said, but I was there. I'm a delegate on student government, and I voted no on this because, like they said, there's plenty of great leaders out there who are not part of student government. There are plenty of great leaders out there who are busy and can't come to our meetings on Tuesday because of work or classes prior to this. Therefore, I don't think that there should be a bylaw in the Constitution that makes you join student government for 12 weeks, because the students are here, they're the ones that vote, and they have the voice, and they get to say who they want to be the president and vice president of student government. If they want somebody who's not part of student government to be the leaders, then they should have the right to say that. Thank you.
Well, I guess I'm the odd man out. I actually fully supported this resolution for a few different reasons. You wouldn't join a student organization, or you wouldn't go up to a student organization that you had never been a part of and ask to be president without knowing the ins and outs and the different ways meeting is set up, and then the different personalities that you would be hanging out with and dealing with on a daily basis. You wouldn't be able to know what had happened in the past and what is kind of shaping the attitudes of that organization. As student body president, you do have the different perspective of other organizations and other students on campus, just because in order to be elected or appointed as a senator, one of the requirements, and when you come up for appointment especially, is you're asked what your other involvement activities were. So I personally think that each student that comes into student government has those qualifications from their very diverse perspectives. And then also to be student body president and vice president and to be most effective, you need to, especially when it comes to dealing with administrators and going to Lansing and dealing with our legislators, you have to have those relationships already in place. You don't want to get into office and have to reinvent the wheel. You don't want to have to start from day one. At the same time, it is valuable to have different perspectives, but honestly, I feel, and I know Aaron feels the same way, that in order to be an effective president and vice president and have your platform completely successful, you need to have relationships that are meaningful and effective. Thank you.
All right, and now starting over here again, we have 1 minute each for the rebuttal. So you need.
I think I pretty much stated what needed to be stated. The only thing I would add is that by students that are serious about running, I mean, there's already so much of a curriculum in place that you have to go through in order to be able to run. And obviously, no one's going to run unless they are serious. But to sit in on these meetings and to have that experience through there, it allows a little bit of flexibility for students that are leaders in other departments, for example, RHA. I mean, we know plenty of great people there that could easily come over and acclimate to this program as well. So to penalize them by saying, hey, listen, you have a great leadership position, but sorry, you can't run for this because, hey, I mean, it's the student body elections, student body. It's not student government, it's student body. So anyone who's serious about leading and passionate and has ways can absolutely come to these meetings and see the ins and outs. Because until you're really in those shoes, none of us really know what Antonio is going through. None of us really know what Moya's going through. But by doing that, they will obviously catch up really fast.
I would say it's our job to know the ins and outs of the student body, not the ins and outs of a particular office. I think when we bring this knowledge to this office, if we are elected, for Jeff and I, we come from a background, again, Jeff's a commuter. He commutes here 35 miles every single day to be here. I've been a resident advisor for 2.5 years. I have not been a member of student government, but that knowledge is important. And by having the ins and outs, even though I haven't been a member of student government, doesn't mean that I cannot hold this office and be effective. When it comes to building relationships, I've been a member of Model UN since I've been here, and I've been awarded for being able to make very quick relationships and being able to find consensus in the most impossible places. And I think there's an ability for us, and it's important to build new relationships with administrators, and it's important for them to have new faces with different students. And I think that's something we can't forget. And I think that's something that we really need to look at when we're going to vote, is what kind of faces we want representing us. And again, in this office, I work for students. I don't work for administrators. If this is who the students wish to send and it's one of us, then so be it. But that's not their choice. Thank you. I think it depends on how you add delegates to Student Senate, because I know for Jeff and I on our platform, we support adding a delegate for students with disabilities, because a lot of the students that we talk with, and especially really with the issue of parking or getting to class, there was an interesting perspective that they had that I had no idea about, because I don't know what issues students with disabilities have. And that's because I just don't have a lot of interaction, and that's my own shortcoming. But by bringing that into Student Senate, I think that's something that would be very useful. What I would not support is an additional delegate seat for, if we're going to have delegate seats for colleges, which is something that came up not too long ago for the College of Business, then I think we should have delegate seats for all colleges. Because if you have one, you have to have one for the other. I know that the COB is a bit distant, but I think there's other ways that we can bring in all of us more effectively together. Thank you.
Jacob.
I do agree. I do agree with that you're saying bring in more delegates, because the more people we have, the more people we can talk to and communicate with. And by having someone else give their ideas and their side of the view that we never seen, it would be great for student government. And I would do like club sports. I know this year they talk about ROTC and they have that in the works, and I believe that they should keep that going for next year. And I think they should do all the colleges, because I know like Alexandria, I talk to people from the music department, they feel like they're not even part of us because they never hear anything about student government, and I think they should be a part of us. College businesses off campus, they should feel part of us. And the more points of views that we give, I hope make us a better place and make us more united. Thank you.
Well, I think that a College of Business delegate seat is very important. Yes, they are distant, and that's the problem. They are off campus. Aaron and I have talked to many College of Business students, and he is one himself, and they feel extremely disconnected from the main campus community, and we learned things, and he even learned things as a College of Business student. We had no idea. They want more support from student government on Ethos Week, and as student government, ethos and integrity are two very important things to our office, and they're things that we should be working together with. And having a College of Business delegate from the Dean's Board of Student Advisors, which is what they've expressed that they want, is something that's very important. On the other hand, instead of adding a delegate from every college, why not create Dean's Board of Student Advisors like this College of Business has already, but in every college. The Dean's Board of Student Advisor Associations would be basically, each college has student organizations that pertain to that college. So Model UN, which I have been a part of, we pretty much hang out with the political science department. They fund our trips, and we have advisors through that program. And then what we could do is send a delegate from our Model UN program and sit on this Dean Board of Student Advisors, and that way we can communicate with our departments effectively for what benefits students most in the long run academically. And then perhaps sending a Dean's Board of Student Advisor representatives to student government to possibly sit in on meetings or be a delegate. That would be up to the student senate and the student body as a whole. Thank you.
Thank you. Monique.
I don't think I've mentioned this, but I'm actually coming down with something, so I apologize if you don't really, if I start coughing in the middle. I want to start by saying diversity. It's a beautiful word, and it's something that we all stand for. So tying that into delegate seats, I think it's a beautiful idea. I think by having these diverse voices, leaders from different organizations that represent so many of our constituents come and sit with us and come to us for things that they need help with, or to come to us with any sort of suggestions is a beautiful thing. I know Ashley and I, diversity is one of our top priorities that we are going to be tackling and trying to get more involved in. So if more delegates from different areas want to come and sit in, why not? Why not allow them to do this? Being a part of student government is an honor. Sitting there as a senator was an honor for me, because you're representing the rest of the student body. You are a voice. So if having delegate seats means that you have a different voice out there, that you have different ideas, and that you're representing more of your community, then I'm all for it. I think it's a wonderful idea.